Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of FSEconomy with me, Herd 37. So I was looking around for some planes. I was looking at the Twin Otter, because there's something about that plane. I really started loving that more than I had in the past. And actually found one at Jackson Hole. And I was going to fly that down. I had the thing made out and everything. And then I realized the plane, it says it can't fly. It was past its 100 hour. It was going to go to two destinations, two legs on that flight, and I searched around and actually found another Twin Otter at one of the places I was going to go, and that's going to Jackson Hole, so that's the one we're going to do on this flight, and then I'll do the two-legged flight coming back with that same plane, since that other one, I don't know why you wouldn't fix your plane, man. Like, don't you want people to be able to fly it and make money off of it? It's been flown, I think, once in 2016, in September, like, maybe that's why people don't fly your plane, because you need to do some... I don't know, maybe he's left the game, just doesn't do it anymore. I don't know. Anyway, the place where we're going to go, and what we're going to start off on this flight, is, you can see Rock Springs Sweetwater in Rock Springs, Wyoming. That is KRKS. Go over to my flight and take a look here. So I was going to go to KPNA and then onto this KRKS from Jackson Hole, but since I need to get this flight going so we can have a plane for it. As you can see, that KRKS to Jackson Hole, KJAC. Take a look at that in just a second. Here's our plane right here. All right. Take a look at her. It says 170 knots. I can't remember if that's true. I usually don't go that fast. I don't go full throttle or anything. It says it's got 278 gallons and consumes 110 per hour, so we've got more than 2 hours of flight with that thing, so it should be fine. We might not even have to fly it or fuel it up coming back. I'm not really sure. We'll have to look to see what happens when we get there. So we can hold 19 people, which is good. I don't think we quite have 19 people. Yeah, this one's got 15, so there's actually 4 seats left, but that's all the people that were going there, so that's pretty good. As you can see, it's 142 miles, so it should take around less than an hour of actual flight. We shall see. I wanted to, one thing. I was just looking at this. Alright. So, Rock Springs, Sweetwater, and Rock Springs, Wyoming. If you look at the weather, most of the weather, it seems to be coming from the north. How this shows northeast, but this shows southeast. It's kind of, I don't know. So what I picked was because there's 2 runways, but either way you're really gonna have a little bit of a crosswind. So I took the longer runway, and that is we're gonna take off on runway 27. 27 has a heading of 272 degrees to get up to Jackson Hole. Now, in my last flight, I actually flew to Jackson Hole on FSEconomy, and the wind, if I remember correctly, was kind of like this. So I came in on runway 1. Even though they said 19 was still the active runway, so I don't quite understand. We could be either 1 or 19, because like I said last time, they still were using 19, so I actually made a flight plan for either one. We'll get on Addons, and we'll see which runway is the active when we get close. So it'll be either 1 or 19. Here's the one, let's see, let's do 19 first. Come over to, this is runway 1. We can come over to Dunwar, and then on a heading of 251 degrees, we'll be over at Zibiv. I can move over here, 11,000 feet. Then a heading of 232 to Zosov at 9,800 feet. Then on a heading of 205 to Wamru, 187, which is the runway heading out. Although I think FSX lists it at 186, I think. What was I saying? Where were we? 205 to Wamru at 8,700 feet. And then 187 degrees to Yugsu at 8,000 feet, down to Sosu at 7,480, down to the runway. Let's see, 109.1 is the ILS frequency, approach course 187, like I said, I think FSX has it as 186. And the airport elevation is 6,451 feet. We'll look over at runway 1. Runway 1, you come over to Jokok. Actually, I was going to show you some of this. It's on here. Some of these, because I can't remember exactly how to make my flight plan. Because some doesn't seem to want to show the GPS fixes and stuff. Sometimes I can. Oh, where have I got? I've lost it. Hamba. Where are you, Hamba? I was looking at it just a little bit ago. Now I've lost it. There's Joe Cock. Is it Joe Cock or Joe Cox? I may have actually written it down wrong. It's actually Joe Cox. And then we'll head it 310 to Hamba at 11,000 feet. Then 007, which is the runway heading, to Valku at 11,000. Then Deceive 10,600. Zugan at 9,500. And I think it's Kauji, C-O-U-G-I. No, Kovki, jeez. At 8,200 feet down to the runway. And this is 006. I think maybe it's 007 on FSX. I don't think they're going to be off both by 1 degree. All right, so I got to get those rewritten because I screwed up Jokox and Kovki. All right, but with that, I think everything's good and we can go ahead and jump over to the plane. All right, everybody, here we are at our plane. It's the Fly Solomon's livery. I just tried again. I can't. This is the only one that FSEconomy will recognize as the Twin Otter. It gives me the 2 greens. It won't. The other liveries it won't recognize it, which is very odd. All right, let me hit start flight. Let's see, it just loaded it up. We've got a good full screener. All right, jump in here. I just shut her down manually. I don't know if I got everything 100% correct. Parking brake, make sure that's back on. All right. So I've got her on external power right here. We'll go ahead and switch it over to battery. DC master comes on. Is there only off and on? All right, so that's on. Bus ties. All right. I guess I think that's on. We'll go ahead and wait. Is that on? Yeah, we'll go ahead and leave that like that. Let's see, anti-collision lights and position lights need to come on. Right, I'm going to go ahead and turn the right generator on. That needs to be, both of them need to be full forward. Else we'll have a problem. The right engine. For 18%. The right one goes. Let me zoom in. You can probably see it better. I can see it better too. Stabilize a little bit. Alright. Over here. Left generator, you can come on. Start up the left engine. For 18%. I believe it's 18. I need to get the procedures out. Can't remember if I've got procedures for this or not. I think they did come published. By the way, I did set it up for 19, the DNW up to Dunwar. Just kind of have a feeling it'll probably tell us to land on 19, so I went ahead and made it for that. But if they say runway 1, we'll go runway 1. Pneumatic low pressure, that's because the engines when we increase the thrust, that'll go off. No smoking, fasten seatbelts, although we don't really care about that. Can't remember whether that button is compartment lights. I was gonna say, I knew it wasn't like computer or anything. De-icer boots. Turn that to auto. Strobe lights we don't need just yet. Turn on the taxi light here in just a second. Actually, I'll go ahead and turn it on, because we're not going to use the tower since we already made our flight plan. Alright, so the taxi light can come on. Like I said, we are taking off on runway, I believe it's 27. Yeah, runway 27. Let me go ahead and put the heading in here. It's 272. So our runway is probably going to be back behind us. I guess that one right over there, going that way. Alright, the parking brake is off. Go ahead and give her some throttle here. This plane I always have trouble taxiing. It seems like an odd... It just seems like it taxis odd. Just like the power, you can hear it increasing and decreasing sometimes when I'm not even moving the throttle. And like, here all of a sudden we just stopped and we had been moving earlier at that same position. I don't quite understand it. See, now she wants to all of a sudden go taking off on me. Oh, girl. I want to see if we have... I think we have enough... Almost enough room. Nah. It gets up so quick. Go down, I'll tell you what, to that runway right there. By the way, let's see if they even have a tower. No, they don't, so we can talk on it. Alright, that'll work. Select a runway for takeoff. We're taking off at 27. Announce our taxi to it. I should have checked that. I thought they had a tower here. Oh, one other thing. Let's check really quick. I thought about this a second ago. I want to make sure I don't forget it. Get these two down here. Although it does look like the wing tanks are both empty, actually. So I'll go ahead and turn them back off. Usually there's some fuel on those. I feel like we have more fuel now than in some of those other flights. That's kind of odd. Say we'll go up to about 15 lower. I think we're kind of going more north. We'll go 15.5. See if she'll move. It's so odd how she does that. I don't quite get it. Then I gotta pull back on the power or she'll go flying. I haven't quite mastered the taxing of this thing. Should be a rather short flight. I'm finally back. I've been at work all week and came back to town. Still fly. Love it. Long week though, man. I tell you, we work 4/10s and it's all classroom stuff at this point. Just training, and I hate it. I hate being in a classroom. I want to be out working, like do real work. We'll pass the thing there. All right, so the flaps are set there at 10 degrees. That should be fine for takeoff. Let's notify everyone that we're taking off. I guess what were we gonna say? Take off to the. I guess really the west at 272. It's kind of the north though. I'm gonna say north. You can see how like elevated this thing is. Alright, let's go ahead and turn on our strobe lights. Did I just turn those off or on? Alright, I did turn them on. That's what we wanted. See one that way, nobody that way. Get on the runway here. Sounds like I'm gunning the engines. I don't know, they go up and down on their own. I don't quite get it. I moved it down just a little bit and she just barely wants to move. Come on, thing. I'm at halfway on the joystick. She's just barely inching, but here in a second she'll take off like that. I don't quite get it. Alright, let's go ahead and get on out of here. Not quite full power. See, I'm afraid to go full power, anywhere near full power. She just seems like she's gonna blow up on us, and this plane will catch fire at the engines. Alright, we're up. I'm a little too fast. There we go. Go ahead and retract the flaps. By the way, CDI over to GPS. Climbing just over 1,000 feet a minute. What does it say our desired track here? 327. Try and pitch her down a little bit. That's just going to go way down too much. The nose. Like I said, Jackson Hole, the airport elevation is way up there. 6,450. It's actually a little bit lower than this airport. This place was 6,759 feet in elevation. Well, the pneumatic low pressure I thought would go off when we brought up the engines. Kind of worried about that now. Can't remember if there's a switch you have to hit. I didn't think there was on this one. Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and engage the autopilot. Switch it over to nav. Like I said, we're gonna go up to 15.5. Let's take a look outside real quick. By the way, we have Central Rocky Mountains going, but I'm not sure if this is in the Central Rocky Mountains area. Open LC North America is also running. It's our airport. Kind of barren out there. I saw a little bit of vegetation, a little bit of town over here. Pretty small. The airport's a fair ways away from it. I wonder if that's the town that it's actually in. Pneumatic pressure low. Is there a switch I was supposed to hit? So I remember on some planes there's little switches like that. Like the Dash 8 has some hidden switches over on the right that you gotta hit. Trying to think. Let's check that. How is that off? How does that happen? It says off, but I can't get it to battery. Seamaster on. I'm just kind of checking various stuff. It's kind of odd. Pneumatic pressure, because I don't remember having to hit anything. Probably check that after this one. I don't know. Maybe it's just for this flight. Maybe I didn't shut everything down and start everything up exactly correct, which I'm probably sure I didn't. So maybe that screwed it up. Alright, see our fuel. We got a little bit less than the aft tank. See if I can get a rating on that. But we never land in this plane with a ton of fuel. A little below 8 and a little above 10. Those tanks. 12.7. Got 2,800 feet left to go. We'll level off. As you can see right here, So 136 miles, it says it takes just over an hour and 7 minutes at this speed. We're not even flying all that fast. Climbing, what, maybe 1,100 feet a minute? Trying to think in my head how we get the, I'm thinking maybe it is because of the way I just shut it off and started it up. But I think I did it the same way I normally do. Shall see. I'm going to take this and bring this over to the left hand so we can see it. On 326. Got 1,500 feet to go. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and speed it up a little bit. And I shall be back in just a bit. Alright, everybody. I just took it over, slowed it down. It is runway 19, I'll show you right here. Gotta go down to 11.7, by the way. See? Runway 19. Didn't quite catch the one thing. 3025. Oh, I'm not gonna mess with it. 3025. That's basically what it is right there. I'll leave it right there. Alright, so we're going up to DNW. That's Dunwar. Since it is runway 19, they do, by the way, have, I was just looking at this, ILS 19, they do have DNW, what we want. Now see, it doesn't have the same, things. Was that 324? It's all up on my screen. There you go, thing. But see, it actually goes DNW to Zibib and Zosu and all that, and I don't see any of those on here. So we won't activate it. Like I say, we're going to 11.7. We'll pull back on the thrust here. We got 15 miles, so we need to be at 11.7. So a little over 3,000 feet. Pull back on the throttle, and we've got indicated airspeed from the autopilot, so it'll get us pointed down more, up the descent at a higher rate. KPNA, we passed that a little bit. On the next flight, we'll be heading there. That's our first drop-off point. We're going back to KRKS. Just a little landing area. Runway, I think, not too small. I think it's over 5,000 feet. I was looking at it as we went by. 2,000 feet to go. Could probably speed her up a little bit. I love these mountains. So I do believe this is Central Rocky Mountains. I'm almost positive. Because Jackson Hole is inside the map area. I gotta imagine it's getting pretty cold up there, mid-September. Okay, so after 325, let's see, 5. We're actually gonna go a heading of 251, so I'm gonna move my heading over to 251. Move this to normal because we're gonna come up on 11.7 kind of quick. See, the problem is we don't have I don't have the waypoints listed on here. We have DNW. All right, 300 feet to go. Increase the power just a little bit. It'll bring the nose up. Hold at 11.7. There we go, 11.7. Now when we get to DNW, I'll switch over to heading. Heck, it might even beat 251. Let's see. Nah, it looks like it's going up a little more. We'll hit we'll get her working somehow. Let's see. Find the frequency for the ILS. 109.1. I need to increase the throttle. Wasn't paying enough attention because I'm messing with all this other stuff. I didn't bring the throttle back up once we got to 11.7, so she started sinking on us. That was my bad. I'm messing with all this other stuff, so I need a freaking co-pilot sometimes. I'm gonna power back a little bit so she doesn't go flying down. See, what did that say? Squirty? Squirty Fatmo? Fatmo seems familiar. Maybe that was from our other flight. See, I don't have the other waypoints, like Zibib, when we go to 11,000. Oh, this crap. We've got her heading in 251. I've got this course selected. At 187 at 186. Should be 187. That's the heading of our runway. I'm going to move this to 11,000 so I know we're going to next. See, it's got the fixes, but it doesn't list what they are. I hate that. As soon as we start to turn, G and W, I will switch over to heading. There we are. It's 269. Oh, there I was, 269. We need to get down to 11,000 now. Come on, girl. Get airspeed. She should help us down to 11,000. Next altitude after that will be 9,800. But like I said, that's at Zosov, which is 232 degrees. Which I'm thinking is going to be similar to this. But honestly, maybe I should just switch it over to nav and let it fly this. Like I said, the problem is I don't have the frickin' things that I need on here. Fatmo seems so familiar. I'm really tempted to go ahead and hold the altitude. Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and switch this. We gotta get back on the throttle. I'm gonna just go ahead and switch this over to nav, and we'll fly this one from the GPS. Got too many things to freaking think about. $6,450 is the elevation of the runway. Fatmo, it sounds so familiar. Let me see if any of these. So that's going to be 7 miles, 3 miles out. Let's say the altitude of the runway is 6,450 feet. So we could go down to around 9,400. Probably want to be a little bit lower than that. Come in about 9,000. Tell you what, bring off the power. The altitude, hold. That 268, get out of my screen. Alright, indicated airspeed. Yeah, I just don't like the fact that it doesn't. I can see the fixes, but I don't know which fix is which. An awesome place. And the lakes, the mountains, the streams. Oh, love it there. 10,200. Remember to hit our taxi light and landing lights. Runway is right over there. Can't quite make it out just yet. Hit 10,000. Landing lights come on. I'm going to go ahead and turn our taxi light on as well. Just back up. I'm going to bring it, well, I will bring it to 9,000 feet actually. Bring up my thrust a little bit, throttle. Won't this thing quite as fast. No, 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 no. See, that's the thing. Stupid thing. Hold at 9,000. I can't deal with that thing right now. It's too much of my attention. $9,000. just following that stupid thing. Gotta bring my throttle back up. Come on, thing. There's just way too many things to do, it feels like right now. Come around here on this turn. The heading of the runway 187. I hate this thing. Well, we'll get pointed at this thing. I can't remember what it wanted last. This message. Turn that off. Well, maybe that's not how you turn this one off. There it went. Can't quite make out the runway just yet. Probably coming a little quicker. Where are you, runway? I kind of remember that mound there. Hill, whatever you want to call it. 1 mile from Fatmo, and I guess the next one is the runway. Just can't quite make it out yet. Oh, saw the flash. That's going to be it right there. Hit CDI, so we get the ILS in there. Of course, this thing doesn't have the approach hold or anything, so we'll be descending ourselves. Can't tell if it says we're high or low. Start bringing the speed down. We're a little high. Bring the throttle back a little more to drop the nose. Alright, see how that goes. That's 500 feet a minute. Come back a little more. Of course, we can control the descent with our throttle. Oh, does it have the approach hold? See, we are high. That's the approach. That's not the approach hold. Is it the approach hold? I thought we didn't have it. I'm gonna bring back the throttle a little more. We are high. Not horribly high, but high. Flaps coming out to 10. I haven't flown in a while, and I gotta say, I really do feel rusty at it. A little more throttle here. Those flaps ballooned us up, getting us a little too high again. Alright, we're right on the glide slope right there. She's going to bring the nose up. Trying to help her with the throttle level off there. Alright, but she's got us on the glide slope. She's captured. I thought we didn't have approach hold display. Alright, flaps are coming out to 20. Increase the throttle a little bit. Cut off that drag. Leave that at 9,000. We won't use full flaps, we'll just go to 30 here in just a second. Speed's increasing and we're getting a little high. Flaps going to 30. Come on down, we're coming right back on the glide slope here. Alright, autopilot is off, the plane is mine. She's got us going a little low here. Right back on it. Gonna get a little high. I gotta bring the speed down and trim her down. I was gonna say right back on it. We got high again. She feels real touchy. You can see left and right. It seems like the slightest little movement really moves the plane. The sensitivity is really increased over the others. Off the throttles. Not too bad. Could have gotten off right. I wanted to get off right there. Alright, retracting the flaps. This is my next intersection. Now we're going to park down here anyway, so it's alright. Don't go increasing too much, plane. I don't know, it seemed like a really odd flight when we started getting close. Got kind of mixed up and everything. I feel rusty. Which I am. I haven't flown this plane in quite a while. I haven't flown at all in a little while as well. Like I said, I'm at that new job and I gotta work. Strobe lights are off. Leave that taxi light on. Just trying to auto ice off. We don't need that. Landing lights, you come off as well. Veto heat, I'll turn you off. As far as parking goes, I think we'll park it ourselves. Turn this off as well. see over here. We'll probably just... What do you say we park, like, right there? Or maybe over here. Over there. Maybe we'll take it right there, if I can remember how to do that. Trying to remember that spot. Seemed like a decent landing. I tried to flare right as our rear wheels touched down. But it didn't seem too bad. We actually landed this plane quite well recently. Ever since I started flying it again. So, felt pretty good. It's the next one over. This one right here is at 8. Try not to clip that expensive plane. That would bankrupt the company. Although FSEconomy wouldn't be any of the wiser. Oh, come on. See, she stopped so quickly. And winds up, I don't know, about taxiing with this plane. It's so odd. Parking brake is on. FSEconomy looks like it's happy. It didn't ding us or anything. Alright, so let's turn our taxi light off. No smoking. Fasten the belts can go off. Strobe is already off. Go ahead and cut the fuel. Turn off the generators. Bus tie. Anti-collision. Position lights can go off. Let's put you on external. DC master, I'll leave. Well, I'll turn you off, actually. Let's turn it all off. Completely shut down. Although we'll be flying it here in just a little bit on that other flight, KPNA, and then back to KRKS. The next FSEconomy video. Wow, way over to the right. Alright, well, see, outside, well, not, but it's just odd. The sounds were still going. Alright, let's go ahead and jump over to FSEconomy and we'll get paid. Alright, here we are, KRS to Jackson Hole. Boom, disappeared. Let's go over to the log. Alright, so the income was $13,335. The aircraft was $700 an hour to rent. We rented it for an hour and 22 minutes. Cost us $957.83. Cost us $334.08 for fuel. $136.83 for the additional crew. I guess is that a co-pilot? I really could have used one a few times there. Ground crew fee $1,333.50. $2,025 for the booking fee. So those expenses all cost us $3,804.66. Wow, cost us a lot of money. We got $851.04 for the distance bonus, but we give them that back in the next flight. So earnings this flight cut us all the way down to $9,423. So almost cost us $4,000. So almost took almost a third of our earnings. $7,995 to me, $1,428.54 to the group. But like I said, it all comes back in the end anyway. So it's all good. All right. Well, I don't want to screw around too long because, like I said, I'm going to do the other one. That's the KPNA and then KRKS. That'll be the next episode. I'll probably go ahead and do that in just a little bit. So it's going to be it for me on this one, everybody. The end of this episode. Hope you all liked it, and I'll catch you guys on the next flight.